on the recording. So we will discuss again. I'll go to action scripting 3, and I will just recap what we did last time. Okay, last time we stopped at shape twinning. So I made a shape. Okay, let me just change the color of this. I came till 45. Let's say insert keyframe, and we did create a shape twin and create shape twin. Now, this is the beginning shape. At the end, you have this frame. If you click on this frame, you can select this and you can delete this. And now after deleting this, I can probably make another shape, small one, a small circle. So in the beginning, I have is this square, and then I'm ending with a circle. So if I press Control Enter, obviously what's happening is I am doing shape twinning. I'm changing from one shape to the other shape. That's the process. It's being recorded. I'll share with you as well. Okay, there's more to this. File new. Let's talk about in more detail. So I don't know, I did discuss this with you or not, but one thing that you should be aware of is that as far as your shapes are concerned, there's something very particular about the shapes. क्या है वो कि आप देख रहे हो इसके pixels नजर आ रहे हैं, और आप ये भी देख रहे होगे कि this shape has two things. It has an outer border. आप ये outer border देख रहे हो, इसका मैं I can change the color as well. Let me change it to, let's say, yellow. Okay, I can, right? I can even increase the stroke of this to 5. See, so this is my outer. I can take it wherever I want to. The good thing about this outer is that इस outer को आप use भी कर सकते हो. For example, I can bring it here, I can click here, and I can take this out. Okay, and I can take this out. Oh, sorry. And I can take this out. Well, I'm just trying to explain you that your shapes are made up of this outer and inner. And this all is in your pixels. Okay, it's made of pixels. You zoom in, you will not be able to see it getting distorted. Okay, so why am I referring to all this? क्योंकि मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूं कि there's a difference between this and when you type a text. When you type a text, for example, if I write over here is shape, you will see over here is कि ये जो है, this is not in this pixelated form. If I click on this, I can just select the text. Then how do I convert a shape into text? Well, what we do for that is, if I have not discussed this, let me Control minus, go back. Let me just bring this here. Oh, sorry for the spelling, but let me zoom in because I want to explain you something. What if I do is that if I select this shape, isko note karo ab, and if I press Control B, Control B means to break it. Control B, break it. Once I press Control B once, what happens is I have been able to basically split all my words. You can see over here, separated. They're all separated now. Good, but not good enough. Why? Because I don't want only the words. I wanted this to convert into pixels. So I press Control B again. Once I press Control B twice, you will see is I've converted this into pixels. I can even prove it. You see, you can extend this. You can extend it any way you want to. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. That's an interesting part. Now, why are we discussing all this? Because now we will learn is how to do shape twinning with text. So if I write over here is shape, and obviously if I want to perform shape twinning, it has to be in pixelated form, otherwise it will not work. This is why I do Control B twice. Excellent. I come here and I say insert keyframe, create shape twin, and create shape twin. Right? I'll come at the end, and the same process, I'll delete this. And then what I'll do is I'll type something else. Right? I will just place it here. And since, you know, the broken line that you see, broken line means that there's some issue, there's some problem. This means you have to rectify the problem. So I'll press Control B twice again. Once I do this, even the broken line is gone and I'm done with it. Now, if I press Control Enter, what you will see is I've been able to do shape twinning. I've converted from one shape, one text to another text, using shape twinning. Is this clear? Any problem with this particular part? Anyone? Ji beta. Clear? Should I continue with the next part?
Yes.
Acha. The next discussion for today, the lecture is being recorded, so don't worry, you can view it afterwards, so I don't have to repeat steps. The next part of the lecture is basically about the motion guide. It's very interesting, by the way. Let me change this to black, and because I will be giving you some work afterwards, maybe today or tomorrow, that you have to work on a solar system, animated solar system. You have to make an animation of that. How will we do that? Let's have a look. Well, first of all, simple example. I make this circle. I want this circle to follow a particular path, not just to move from here till here, not the first lecture. You know that. For that, what I'll do is, let me just come here and say insert keyframe, create classic twin. By the way, create classic twin means create motion. It's the same thing. It's in order to make it move, we do it. So do it once here and you do it again over here. Create classic twin. You know that. So I just did create classic twin twice. Any problem till here? I'm sure not, huh? Ab aage dekho. If I want this to follow a particular path, I want it to go from here, then here, then here. How can I do it? You right click on the layer and you have an option which is known as add classic motion guide. Since I'm talking about motion twinning, it's saying that please add a motion guide, add a guide path to it, guide layer to it. Okay. If I do this, you will see is that I get is a guide. You see that the path is being shown. So this layer has been given a guideline. How do I define the guideline? Pretty easy. All I have to do is, over here, I can use is a pencil tool, and I can just define is a path. Here you go. Don't overlap, please. Don't overlap, because if you overlap, it will have a confusion that where it has to go. So my beginning point is this here, and my ending point is drag it over here. So if I press enter, it follows the path. This is how your games are also being developed when you define a path. So you've defined a path of it. I'll give you another example. Let me make it black again. I'll make an object. I will take it to 50. Again, the same process. Right click, create classic twin, create classic twin. I will now add is a motion guide layer. And I want to define a path just like its solar system. So let's use, a path is just a line. A line could be defined anywhere. So let's do something. Let me define over here is an oval shape. See, as soon as I draw this oval shape, that circle comes and attaches to this path, the path of this circle. It considers this as a path and it wants to follow it. So it thinks that I am defining a path. I just drew a circle. It thought it's a path. No problem. I can delete the inner and I can do something. Now, since I cannot define the starting point and the ending point of this, because a circle doesn't have a starting and the ending point, what I can do is I can just zoom in a bit, not that much, and let's say I'll just delete a bit of it. No, just a bit more. And in the beginning, what I'll do is, that's my beginning point, and that's my ending point. If I have been able to successfully put it on path, because if somehow you don't put it on path, here you go. You see that? And let's see where this is. Yes, it's on path. So if I press just enter, it follows the path. And let's say if I'm able to tilt it a bit, which I should be able to tilt it. So using this, not that much. And let's bring it over here. Oops, I hopefully, no, it's fine. Let's press Control Enter. I'm sorry. I somehow, you know what I did? Yes. No. That's my starting. And right, so this is just one. We could probably make entire solar system. We will work on this project, and we could have probably another one over here, another one over here, another one over here. Okay, so obviously gradually you will learn how to aesthetically develop something. Okay, your job right now is to learn how to do things. Your job right now is not to make sure that you're an artist. In IT, you're not an artist, frankly speaking. Okay, yes, gradually you should develop your good skills in that, but IT doesn't say that it's a prerequisite. You should know how to use the softwares. Is this clear, all of you? Am I talking to myself? Are you with me? Yes, beta, all of you? Laibas?
Yes, sir.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Narmeen, is any confusion with this part?
No.
Narmeen, beta, any problem? Right, should I
No.
discuss? Very good, beta. Let me discuss the next part. The next part basically is known as frame by frame animation. Why is frame by frame animation so important? I will share one of the video that was developed by an animator. It's about a stick man. It's so well developed. In fact, I will, yeah, I'll share it today. Please have a look at it. It will really develop a very good interest in animate for you. Okay, the person has created such a good animation in this, but I'll do it afterwards. So frame by frame animation, what do we mean by that? Well, I'll just give a random example first. Let me just make it black, and obviously I myself, I'm not an artist, so but I'll try to just explain you. So I'll just try to increase the thickness. Right, no, that's too much. Less. And green, make it green. I'll just make a plant grow. Not that green. That's yellow. That's green. Okay. So I'll just, for example, that's the seed. And how do you add a keyframe? Insert keyframe. The short key for insert keyframe is F6. It means just add a keyframe. So press F6. You see down here what happens? A keyframe has been added. Okay. So I'll just make it grow. F6. F6. Twice F6. Make it grow more. F6. Make it grow more. F6. 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 F6, F6. At the same time, what I'll do is we'll work on the leaves. F6 and F6. Anyway, whatever. Right? And then at the end, what we could do is we could just make as a flower. After this, I could simply do is just press F6 over here, add a new layer, add a new layer, and from here onward, insert keyframe, and let me make is a flower. So here we go. Let's make it red. Again, I'm telling you, it's not your job to make sure that you do it absolutely, but obviously it's better that if you do it really well. But examiner is not going to cut your marks if there's no perfection in it, because that's not our job. You can even read the syllabus for that. Okay, so I have is this. So I'll just say Control C, Control V. I'll place it here. By the way, all of you have to install Adobe Photoshop as well very soon, because we have to start Adobe Photoshop along with this. It's a part of it, so we have to do it side by side. Okay, so Control C, Control V. I'll bring it here. Let's just, yeah, fine. And let me just change this to some other color. Well, I haven't seen such kind of ridiculous flower, but anyway. So we can simply do is Control X and Control V. We can paste it here. Okay. So all I'll do now is इसको मैं place कर दूंगा इधर, and initially I would press shift and I would just did I press shift? No, sorry, I didn't press shift. Press shift and I will decrease the size, and I will come here and I will say create classic twin. Don't worry, I'll repeat it again. Okay, insert keyframe. So, and increase the size, or probably we could even, why would this it rotate? Right. So what's happening is, if I press Control Enter, this is too fast. It was too fast actually. But I think so you got the point. If I would have reduced the frame rate to 12, it was just an example. You could even have, let me give you more example. I could come here and add another one, okay? Another layer, and let's talk about more example of keyframes. Right, you can type over here is F over here, right? F, F6, F6, R, F6, F6, A, F6, F6, M, F6, E, F6, F6, right? So later on, I can just press F6 to extend it till the end. So if I press enter, this is what's happening. You get the point. It's okay if you have some confusion, but the lecture is being recorded. This is the advantage of lecture being recorded. आप उसको बार-बार देख सकते हो, तो मुझे repeat नहीं करना पड़ेगा. जी बेटा?
Are you pressing F6 twice?
बेटा, the reason why, हाँ, the reason why I'm pressing it twice, अगर मैं इसको सिर्फ एक बार करूंगा ना, तो बहुत fast हो जाएगा. देखो, मैं चाहता हूँ कि देखो, F is here, तो F at least थोड़ी देर तो रहे, फिर R आया, फिर R at least थोड़ी देर तो रहे. You get the point. So the reason why I'm pressing it twice is to just make sure it stays for a while. वरना बहुत fast होगा.
जी ठीक है.
You get the point. That's why I'm doing so. Okay. वैसे तो आप एक और काम भी कर सकते हो. There's another key. You can even press is F5 to add a space. ये देखो F5 से क्या हो रहा है? I mean, I can come here and press F5. So an empty space is being added. So randomly, if I do it, randomly if I add spaces, तो इसमें breaks आ जाएंगे. मैं कहीं भी add कर देता हूँ. I'll just put some breaks. So you will see is इससे क्या हो जाएगा, वो randomly slow हो जाएगा. कहीं slow हो रहा है, कहीं नहीं हो रहा. So if you put a keyframe का मतलब होता है it has a content. If you press F5, it means it's empty, but it will remain there. Future में जाके आपको you'll get more of it. ठीक है? Actually, as far as I will be teaching you, मैं आपको सिर्फ पेपर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं पढ़ा रहा कि वो whatever came in the paper. I will be teaching you what can come in the paper. Keep that in mind. Okay,
Okay.
because obviously syllabus में we have to expect anything, whatever can come, we have to prepare for that. फिर जाके इंशाल्लाह ये निस्तर आराम से आएगा. वरना अगर मैं आपको simple past papers करा दूं वो yes let's have a nice day, no, that will not work. That's not the way. ठीक है ना? तो इसको we'll give time. The reason why I want to give animation more time is because इसके marks ज़्यादा है. Okay, or animation is connected with graphics, or P4 में graphics or animation is like 40 marks, which is 40% of the paper, which is a lot, frankly speaking. 40 बहुत ज़्यादा है. Okay, right. अभी तक whatever we have discussed today, any problem, anyone? Beta?
Sir, when you were creating the flower, why did you kept pressing Control B?
हाँ नहीं वो I'll tell you what I did. देखो मैं I'll open up a new one. I'll make it again. For example, beta ये है. I just did was कि I made this circle, and then I actually made another circle. Okay, frankly this looks quite ugly. Let me just change it to blue or whatever. Yes, control C is to copy, control V is to paste. So here you go. Select control C copy, control V paste, and then using the scale tool you can tilt it and place it here. Then again you press control C, control V. Why draw it again and again? And you place it here. And then why, frankly, color combination matters a lot. Red doesn't go with blue. It looks quite ugly. I mean, frankly, there are two senses one should have. There is an aesthetic sense, but some people have a pathetic sense. So one should obviously consider the color scheme. I'll discuss that with you someday. There's always a color combination, a color scheme that you have to use in web-based applications. I will show you something. We call it the wheel of colors that has to be used. I mean, you can't use like yellow with oranges doesn't look nice. So there's a color combination that we have to use. So that's how I made this particular thing, right? So we have discussed keyframe by keyframe animation today. We have discussed the motion guide today, right? And we discussed was the text and the shape twinning today. Is it fine? Yes or no, all of you? Any problem till now? Will you be able to revise all this? Can you hear me, bit, all of you? Can you hear me? Right? Right. You can hear me. Okay. Should I continue or you want to practice all this? You tell me. What do you suggest? Because the way it will go in our lab in IT will be that I always give a lecture of 40 minutes and then students practice for the remaining minutes in the lab. That's the way it goes in the lab every time. Okay. So should I discuss one more topic or you want to practice all this before I do that?
Practice all this.
Right. So I will just stop right now. और मुझे शाम तक का टाइम देना because let me upload this lecture. Okay, I will upload it. और उसके साथ साथ please make sure you practice this before Friday क्योंकि Friday को we are doing something a lot more. Okay, make sure you know all this before Friday, all of you. Are we sure? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो इंशाल्लाह हम Friday को 11:30 we are meeting. Hold on, मैंने attendance ली है. Let me take your attendance first. That's the most important thing. Your subjects are confirmed now. The principal was saying that students are not changing the subjects now anymore. Is that true?
Yes.
Right. Those who had clashes, I can't do anything. ना मैं तो clashes का कुछ नहीं कर सकता. अगर clashes हैं तो हैं. No, I try to change mine. 1A1A1. And today is 2nd. September. अच्छा बेटा, all of you, ठीक है? Let's meet on Friday and practice it, and let me know if there's any issue. Okay? On WhatsApp. Okay, बेटा. Okay.
Yeah.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, बेटा.